Let's go, Sleaze.
Barnes, I have some explosive stories in celebrity sleaze.
Come on.
This is insane. As you know, Seinfeld had one of the most controversial finales in the history of TV. And if you didn't like it, well, I have some interesting news for you. At the end of a stand-up gig in Boston over the weekend, Jerry Seinfeld did a Q&A. Someone asked him if he was happy with the way the show ended. Woo! He dropped this bombshell.
You know how many people watched that finale?
Gazillions.
Take a guess at how many people watched the Seinfeld finale.
30 million?
76 million.
Woo!
I couldn't believe my ears when he said this.
I have a little secret for you about the ending, but I can't really tell it. Because it is a secret. Here's what I'll tell you, okay? But you can't tell anybody. Something is going to happen that has to do with that ending. It hasn't happened yet. And just what you are thinking about, Larry and I have also been thinking about. So you'll see.
I mean,
Well, you'll see?
but keep in mind, Curb Your Enthusiasm has not announced a return date yet.
Oh, you're putting the two and two together.
Well, they kind of did a mini reunion on that several years ago, but man, if they bring Seinfeld back, my television world will be complete.
That was the biggest tease I have heard. And you know that he knew someone was going to capture that.
Well, he also might have set it up. Could have been plant. Whatever.
Another explosive story for you, Barnes. She has waited all this time to speak up. Now, Jada Pinkett Smith is breaking her silence on her marriage, the Oscar slap, and her path to self-acceptance. Here's the revelation. She's been separated since 2016. Listen to this.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
Haven't we known they've always had an open marriage?
This is the first time, though, that we're hearing that they've actually been separated since 2016. She was just being interviewed by Hoda. So Jada Pinkett Smith has a riveting new book coming out called Worthy, October 17th. I'm going to be by his side, that she said, but also allow him to have to figure things out for himself. Now, she finally, after all this time, addresses the Oscar slap. Because remember, she's never really addressed it. You ready for this?
Not a fan. Yeah.
I thought this is a skit. Like many people watching the incident unfold on live TV, she didn't believe it was real. At first, she said, quote, I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. Now, we all remember her whispering something to him. She said, are you okay? So she talks about all this in her book, her depression, how she took ayahuasca. The whole family took ayahuasca. I actually think I'm going to read this book. It's called Worthy, Jada Pinkett Smith, coming out October 17th.
What the hell is ayahuasca?
It's like that hallucinogenic thing that you can take that really sort of helps you clear your mind. She said she had suicidal thoughts that completely went away.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of ayahuasca? Oh, you should look it up.
Well, no, Will should look it up.
Yeah. The Wilpin Show.
Just saying.
This is so sad. U.S. gymnastics legend Mary Lou Retton is fighting for her life in ICU. She's been there for over a week due to a very rare form of pneumonia. According to her daughter, she is fighting for her life. But the sad part, Barnes, is that she wanted to disclose is that the family needs help. She is not insured.
How is that even possible?
I have no idea. I know that I believe they have set up maybe a GoFundMe, but she is 55 years old. She is in ICU. I was shocked when I saw this story, but she does need help. We'll see if we can get a link for anyone interested. But prayers for Mary Lou Retton.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this. She was my neighbor in college.
Oh, yes, that's right.
She was my neighbor. She did not go to the University of Texas officially, but her boyfriend at the time and now husband, I believe they're still married, was like fourth string quarterback for Texas. And so she would go and, what's it called when you sample a class, like you audit. She would go, people would see her on campus all the time, but she lived at Orange Tree Condominiums right there in Austin.
Wow. Prayers for Mary Lou Retton.
Sad.
Speaking of books and people that have books out.
Oh, hang on. She divorced. I'm sorry. Divorced in 2018.
Speaking of books and big celebrities with books and revelations, listen to this one. Arnold Schwarzenegger's new self-help book and memoir, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. He recalls the crazy things he had to do to pull off his most iconic film roles. Check this one out in Conan the Barbarian. While filming that in 1982, he says that the director forced him to do terrible blank during the making of that film. I learned to ride horses and camels and elephants. I learned how to jump from large rocks, how to climb and swing from long ropes, how to fall from the heights. I basically went to another vocational school, this one for aspirational action heroes. But on top of that, he had me doing all these crazy things. I crawled through rocks, take after take, until my forearms bled. I ran from wild hogs that managed to catch me and pull me into a thorn bush. I bet this one is not cool. I bit a real dead vulture that required I wash my mouth out with alcohol after each take. I don't think PETA would be happy with that one. And then he said, on the first day of filming, I tore a gash on my back that required 40 stitches.
Damn.
Wow. Check out his memoir. Everybody's writing memoirs, Barnes. What about you?
No memoir. I can't remember anything.
I thought this was an interesting story. Steely Dan has been replaced as the opener for the Eagles' current farewell tour due to the hospitalization of Donald Fagen. Wow. So now they've got Sheryl Crow as an opener, the Steve Miller Band, and then even Vince Gill, who's in the band, is going to do double duty and open.
I'm going to that show here.
Oh, when is it?
I wonder who it's going to be. It's on the 2nd, November 2nd.
Well, if it's Sheryl Crow, maybe you can go back and say, hey.
It's November 2nd and November 4th. 2 days. I don't know which one I'm going to. I think the 2nd.
Well, hopefully Donald Fagen is okay. I guess he was in the hospital during their October 9th show in the city. Have no idea what's wrong. 5 other members of the Eagles road crew also tested positive for COVID-19. They're pretty much in lockdown when they're on tour. Because I remember when they came here, they were in total lockdown. Because, you get sick or somebody in the band gets sick. That's a lot of money to cancel a show.
Yeah.
Barnes, you better be doing your research right now.
On who's opening?
Yeah.
I'm seeing maybe Steve Miller in the early days. I'd rather have Sheryl. Send her down from Nashville.
What would you do if this happened to you and you went to a concert? Roger Waters from Pink Floyd read his memoir instead of playing music at the opening of his show. If you want to tell stories, tell them in your own time to your own audience. And then fans started just walking out.
What?
Yeah, Pink Floyd's Roger Waters performed his new Dark Side of the Moon Redux at the London Palladium Sunday night. Many were in for a surprise when he kicked off the event by reading off of his laptop.
Dude just sat there and read his book out loud for 3 hours?
Not for 3 hours.
Well, the memoir, how long is it a short memoir?
One of them was about a duck.
And did he ever play?
Oh, yeah, he ended up playing, but unaware of the set list, which not only features a live premiere of his newest offering, those expecting some songs were not very happy. Waters said F off for people that were heckling him. One story involved a duck that came to live in the family home. Another began promisingly as a memory of their original leader, Syd Barrett, but revealed nothing more than that Barrett wrote a lot of songs and had an innocent air about him. I don't know how long this went on. I just know that people started bailing.
Man, if I went to Iron Maiden and they broke out a book, can you imagine that crowd? Just going to start reading me your book?
Unbelievable. Gwen Stefani getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I was thinking about that Hollywood Walk of Fame thing, Barnes. They're having a ceremony for her October 19th. It'll be the 2,764th Hollywood Walk of Fame. But don't you have to buy that?
You have to pay.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that was my choice on our list of the world's worst tourist traps. I mean, it's just trashy. That's how they fund it. They decide you get a star and you give them, $10,000 or something.
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's combined star power helped power Barbie to $1.4 billion in worldwide ticket sales. Can you imagine? And we're talking the B word. Warner Brothers is hoping to duplicate this success with their upcoming Ocean's 11 prequel, which is set to reunite the pair. I don't know if that prequel is going to go into the billions. Do you?
I don't think so.
Although I do love the Ocean's 11 series. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.